What up? What up? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your good brother, J News, with another edition of J News Japan. Today is another J News special report. Without any further ado, I introduce to you my partner in crime today, the one and only. Yes, it is him. It is him. It is him. It is SP to the 3. He is with me here today to talk about the New Japan anniversary show, the 49th anniversary show for New Japan Pro Wrestling that aired earlier today, March 4th. And also we will be covering the New Japan Cup bracket. But folks, as per the use, the CEO says it to me all the time. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, because that is what this is about, growing that following, getting you guys here to listen to all of our craziness and fandom, because that's how we're going to grow and that's how we're going to stay. But we're covering this New Japan anniversary show. So without further ado, let's go through this card. So first off, this took place at the Nippon Budokan, 3,026 New Japan fans in attendance. All right, 8-man tag, first match of the night. We had Suzuki-Gun members, Doki, Zack Sabre Jr., Minoru Suzuki, and Tai Chi going up against this hodgepodge of faces, the one and only Master Wato, Gabriel Kidd, who has been said to be near graduation from the Young Liondom. Big ups to Gabe, Tomoaki Hanma, and the one and only Hiroki Goto. So I was a little bit thrown off, right? Because I saw Hanma come out first, then Gabe, then Master Wato, and I'm hearing Goto's music. I was like, wait a minute, where are the other Chaos members at?
Yeah, you sometimes forget that Chaos is kind of like mixed up with the New Japan baby faces, the rest of them. But yeah, this was a little bit weirder because we never seen like a team where there's only like one Chaos member. Usually there's at least two. If you're doing a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-5, it's at least two of them. But we never had like one and then everybody come out to his music as well. So that was strange.
So basically for this match, we had a whole bunch of round one New Japan Cup pairings here outside of Doki and Master Wato. Zack Sabre Jr. is taking on Gabriel Kidd, Minoru Suzuki is taking on Hanma, and Hiroki Goto is taking on Tai Chi. So everybody was getting their preliminary work in here with their opposing, with their opposition and things of that nature. You saw Minoru Suzuki try to fire up Tomoaki Hanma with a bunch of strikes during this match. Zack Sabre Jr. and Gabriel Kidd lit each other up. I had not seen that sort of force from Gabriel Kidd towards Zack Sabre Jr. before. Like they were leading to it in the Castle Attack shows, but that European uppercut where he knocked him off on the apron, that shit was super solid. I'll say that right now. But Zack always gets Gabe back during the matches in the outside anyway, so that was telling. I didn't see too much from Goto and Tai Chi, so I guess they're really waiting off on it for the first round matchup there. 10 minutes 39 seconds. Goto hits the GTR on Doki because Doki has to eat the pin here. Even though we did see the Doki Choki.
The Doki! Oh my god. Gino Gambino's call of the Doki Choki. Like I wish my girl would get as excited talking about me as Gino gets excited talking about the Doki Choki.
Doki Choki. Hey man, Doki's his guy, so he's got to do his. Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Even you're excited about the Doki Choki.
I don't even know what happened right now. Like everything just left me. So
the power of the Doki Choki.
Yeah. So wow. Okay. So I've got no browser. I've got no Skype.
The Doki Choki.
Oh man, the Doki Choki.
God. The power of the Doki Choki.
Yes. Right. So back to the results here. So we're going to talk about match number 2 from the anniversary show. Another multi-man tag match here. We had a 10-man tag. We had members of the Bullet Club, Taiji Ishimori, Jay White, Chase Owens, Kenta, and Evil going up against Ryusuke Taguchi, Toa Hanare, David Finlay, Juice Robinson, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Big ups to Juice Robinson on another costume and gear change because Juice got to keep it live. Another hair change. I gotta love Juice. Juice has always reinvented himself and just being as flamboyant as possible.
Every tour, he got a new look. It seems.
Every tour, he's got a new look. I gotta love it. This match was a little bit shorter than I expected. 7 minutes and 39 seconds here. I forget what I don't completely forget what the pairings are, but I know Finlay and Juice are part of the New Japan Cup. Tana has the bye in the first round, so he's not wrestling in the New Japan Cup's first round. And Taguchi's not in the New Japan Cup. So out of these, I believe it's Hanare versus Jay White.
Yes.
Finlay Owens and then Kenta Juice.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yep. All right. So those are the first round matchups there. We'll go over the brackets again as we go through the match here. I think that the goofiness of having Taguchi join the Bullet Club at the beginning of the match to go for the low end too sweet was pretty funny. And then Taguchi tried to gather his troops and gather his team together or whatever he was trying to do on the other side. That was a funny bit there. Another early preliminary checking of the opposition here between everybody who's involved in the New Japan Cup. Nothing crazy out of this match. Evil eventually hits Everything is Evil on Taguchi to get the win for the Bullet Club team after 7 minutes and 39 seconds. There was a part where Kevin Kelly explained how Chase Owens got the Texas Heavyweight Championship belt during a match with some sort of a no-name indie wrestler from Texas, where the match was not televised, and he was then presented with the Texas Heavyweight Championship by Dr. Tom Pritchard. Jay White still looking as incredible as he can look. Him and Toru Hanare, both New Zealanders from the opposing sides. There's just history there, or whatever the case is. So they'll be going one-on-one. And Kenta, fresh off of this IWGP US Heavyweight Championship loss from Jon Moxley, will be facing off against Juiced Robinson. So we'll see how that goes. And I forget who Evil also has the bye in the first round because he won last year's New Japan Cup. So yes, that's where Evil falls into all of this. And Finlay and Chase Owens, they got a first round match too coming. So third match of the night, 6-man tag here. We had Chaos members Sho, Tomohiro Ishii, and the Rainmaker himself, Kazuchika Okada, going up against members of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Sanada, and Shingo Takagi. This was actually the best out of all the tag matches, to be quite honest. Because it always doesn't surprise me because of the way that LIJ works together and stuff like that.
Well, I'll be honest, I've never seen a bad LIJ versus Chaos multi-match. They always are really, really good.
Yeah, I've never seen a bad match with them. And in this case, Sho and Bushi were the odd men out in this particular match because they're junior heavyweights, so they're not going to be part of the New Japan Cup. Ishii has a first round match versus Sanada. I wonder if this will be a show stealer because Ishii brings the everything out of people during matches.
It depends on your boy.
It depends on my main man.
Boy, man. Ishii is probably the most consistent performer in all of New Japan. He's probably the most underrated wrestler of the past decade. So it all lies in the hands of Sanada. I put it up on Twitter. I was like, if depending on which Sanada we get, this will be really, really good. Yeah. But the match I'm looking forward to out of this preview is, of course, Okada versus Shingo 2. Probably in a lot of people's mind, Abushi versus Suzuki from the same show was the best match of the G1 for them. But my favorite match of the G1 was Okada versus Shingo because I'm such a big Shingo Takagi fan. I have been for probably like 15 years now since I first saw him when Dragon Gate worked with Ring of Honor back in 2006. But Okada has been my guy kind of since I started watching New Japan. Like I started I don't see the whole big deal about him. And then gradually classic after classic after classic, I fell in love with Okada. But during the G1 last year, I was debating if we had seen the last of Goat Kata. Goat Kata. That means the prime, Optimus Prime version of Kazuchika Okada. Goat Kata, as I like to call it. I was like, have we seen the last of that? His reliance on the money clip made me feel that way. But that matchup with Shingo brought back my love of Okada. And when we get to the preview, after we're done with all the matches for the anniversary, this match might be probably the winner of the entire tournament might be decided in this first round match.
Shingo Tsukagi versus Kazuchika Okada. I can see it. To round about this particular 6-man tag, 9 minutes 13 seconds. Sho Tanaka with the shock arrow win over Bushi, because we all know Bushi's eating this pin, and that was the result of that match. Now, so we have 2 first round matches from the New Japan Cup that took place here at the anniversary show. The first particular match was Koji himself, Satoshi Kojima, versus the one and only Jeff Cobb from the United Empire faction. This match, it didn't surprise me, right? Because he's even at his age does solid ass work, and like Jeff Cobb is now finally stepped the game up in another stratosphere in the last couple of weeks, and it showed here during this 11 minutes and 50 seconds of this match. I actually rated this match because I was genuinely into it. I gave it 3.25 stars because it was really, really solid, and they showed off their offensive prowess, and how much better Jeff Cobb has become at selling is very, very indicative of how much better he's become as an overall performer. And Koji can't do no wrong, man. Even as a New Japan dad, Koji can't do wrong, because he's got that right arm taped up and he's ready to go. That lariato, time for the one time. But to no avail, Jeff Cobb was able to reverse a lariat attempt from Kojima and turn it into a tour of the islands. The 1-2-3 was hit. Jeff Cobb goes on to the second round of the New Japan Cup with this win here for the United Empire team. SP3, your thoughts on this match, man?
I agree with you. I gave it 3.25 stars. Jeff Cobb has really stepped up. He had his breakout performance at our Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome against Shingo Tsukagi for the Never Openweight Championship. As I've said on our last time we shared the screen together, J News, probably in the top 3, top 5 greatest Never Openweight Championship matches of all time. So Jeff Cobb is on the way up in New Japan, and he might be a dark horse type guy for people to kind of rally behind in the New Japan Cup, because what's to say that they won't put the machine behind Jeff Cobb and use the New Japan Cup to elevate him to top guy status, or at least the upper card of New Japan. So we never know, but Kojima, man, that's the guy I got to talk about here. It's amazing. It's amazing his work in 2021 so far. He had a good matchup with Kenta at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes.
He had a great match with Will Osprey at New Beginning in Nagoya. And then here, another rock solid matchup against Jeff Cobb. This guy, it felt like they were taking him behind back and putting him out to pasture. But he has really revived everything and showed everyone that he's not at the state of Tenzan. Like, Tenzan used to be great, but the used to be is the most important words in that sentence. Kojima, on the other hand, he still can be great. That's the difference, and that's why I am getting behind Kojima once again due to his work in this year so far.
Word. All I can say is word. That's just, I agree. I can't disagree there. The semi-main of the anniversary show. We spoke about this before we started recording. I did not expect this finish at all whatsoever. Let's bring it to our followers, to our fans here. Tetsuya Naito, the Ingobernable, versus the Dominator, United Empire member, the Great Okan. 20 minutes and 20 seconds of a match here. I said this in the sense of in-ring work to SP3 before we started recording. This has to have been Great-O-Khan's best in-ring match I have ever seen. Now, because he pulled out shoot wrestling maneuvers, he pulled out technical shit, he pulled out the submissions, he did it all, the bicycle kicks, and he completed the in-ring work portion of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He finally got it down packed. So we have him at the Castle Attack show with this highly cerebral and psychological match with Tanahashi. So he had that happen. Now he's got the in-ring with Tetsuya Naito, and it's like now he's putting it together. I'm still going to give him grief because I don't get the goddamn gimmick. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But after 20 minutes and 20 seconds, the Great-O-Khan had red shoes commits to a referee stoppage. Tetsuya Naito refused to tap, but he was basically out. He couldn't defend himself. The Great-O-Khan had him in some sort of a I would say a variation of an Indian deathlock, and Naito loses this match in the first round. The New Japan Cup is not like all of the other New Japan tournaments. This is a single elimination tournament. So Naito is out. The Great-O-Khan now goes on to the second round. SP3, I'm going to let you take this away and talk about what your feelings about this match are and your take on what has transpired with Tetsuya Naito.
First of all, I just want to say, Gato, I am sick of your goddamn disrespect of Tetsuya Naito. Tetsuya Naito is probably the most abused top star of any promotion in the world today. Like, he is, without a shadow of a doubt, in your top 3 to 5 guys that you have on this roster. But you continuously just like, you don't really care about him. That's what I get from his booking. Like, he loses his first title defense against Evil last year. Then he has to spend the next 6 months feuding with Evil still. He gets to go to Wrestle Kingdom as the champion. He loses in the main event. He gets a shot at the Intercontinental title. He loses that as well. And then you give him a first round matchup against this year's project. You know, last year's project was Evil as a main eventer. Right. That project failed. And it wasn't looking good as far as the Great-O-Khan project in 2020, the latter half of 2020. It wasn't looking too good.
No,
but
it wasn't.
I would say the Wrestle Kingdom match was at least good. It was better than what people probably thought it would be. It was
decent.
It was decent, pretty good. Maybe I'll back up to that. Pretty good. The New Beginning matchup with Tanahashi, that was good. That was good. I will not take away from that. That was a good match. This here was another good match from the Great-O-Khan. But it just pains me what they do with Tetsuya Naito. I'm someone that I've been doing this True Hill Heat podcast for almost 4 years now. In the 4 years, I've literally said Tetsuya Naito should be the champion for a long time. And never, he doesn't even get prolonged winning streaks anymore. He doesn't get anything. He just gets abused. I thought the treatment of Tanahashi in the G1 was horrible, man. This is bad. But I understand, New Japan. You want to try to make Great-O-Khan. This is your project this year. Either Tada or Tetsuya needed to take the loss against him. So I understand giving it to Naito. Hopefully Naito, a couple of months down the road, he gets his win back. But I hope that this is more the main thing that I think comes out of this is that we get an Empire versus LIJ feud. I that's what I want. If we're gonna get a Naito Great-O-Khan singles feud. I think out of that, I would like a Empire versus LIJ type of feud, because I think Sonata and Osprey would be a lot of fun, and they've had a great match in the G1 before. I think Jeff Cobb and Shingo again would be a lot of fun, because they tore it up at Wrestle Kingdom. But I mean, the match I really want to see is Osprey versus Naito, because I feel like those are two top guys, and they would be money together, and their chemistry and their styles would just mesh so well. That's the match I most want to see out of a potential Empire versus LIJ feud. But if that's what we get out of all of this, I'm happy. For now, I'm somewhere in the middle of upset for Naito, but happy for Great-O-Khan.
Yeah, never happy for Great-O-Khan. He's just there for right now for me, but it is what it is. So we're gonna go to the main event right now. We knew this coming in, that this match would be money. There would be it would have fell short. It would have been disappointing. It would have just killed the show if this match did not go according to plan. This match went according to plan. This match had El Desperado from Suzuki-Gun. This match had God himself, Kota Ibushi, the IWGP heavyweight / IWGP Intercontinental Champion for the last time. We will talk about this briefly. This match lived up to the billing. 20 minutes, 36 seconds. I mentioned this in our last recording, Sid, and I'll mention this again. El Desperado, as a singles wrestler, knows how to extract emotion out of every single fan that watches on TV, that watches in the stands. El Desperado just knows he's a pro's pro at the end of the day. And this match, there was no shortcomings. At the end of the day, we all understood Desperado wasn't winning here. We knew this. We knew Despy wasn't going to win. But just the sheer fact that Despy tried to demolish Kota Ibushi's left knee gave everyone that sliver of contemplation. Is Desperado really going to win this match? He was continuing off of Naito's picking up the knee on Abushi from the Castle Attack show, and Despy was just going for the kill. But at the end of it all, I believe God was at Super Saiyan level 3 here during this match, because he did have to hit the Kamigoye twice to get the win here. Or I'll deem it by number of Kamigoyes. So Super Saiyan level 2 being 2 Kamigoyes, we're using this match to defeat El Desperado. This was a hell of a match, man. It was 4.5 stars for me, just because Despy's on this run, man. Despy's on this run. He needs to continue this run. They need to let Despy run the table with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship in New Japan. They need to filter in other junior heavyweights from other companies and just have these crazy matches for Despy, because Hiromu's gone for the time being, and Despy definitely can carry the torch. This is Kota Ibushi's 3rd defense of the championship, in which he retained. This is the last time he will be defending the double straps. If folks weren't aware, earlier in the week, New Japan Pro Wrestling made the announcement, along with Kota Ibushi, that they will be unifying the heavyweight and intercontinental belts and making the brand new IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. A lot of us feel the same way about this, and I will speak for those of us who don't like this idea. I am in that camp where the idea of unifying these belts tarnishes the legacy of the individual belts that they're unifying. People are now going to, because we live in a society where everything is immediate gratification. So at the end of the day, New Japan does so much to, especially through New Japan World, does so much to make sure that people know about the lineage and the tradition of the titles. And now that these titles no longer exist, what's to say, as individual titles, what's to say that they're going to continue to revise the lineage and put up the video montages of who used to be the Intercontinental Champion, who used to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. It's a new singular belt that Ibushi will be probably debuting at the end of the New Japan Cup, or whenever he faces the New Japan Cup winner. I know Tanahashi had some strong words about the unification of these two belts. I'm in that boat, man. I feel like I know that they're trying to elevate the Never Openweight Championship. I get that, but it's not the same thing as the Intercontinental Championship. And I get that the Intercontinental Championship is only like about 10 years old or so, or whatever. Yeah. But man, just turned 10. Yeah, just turned 10, and they did a hell of a job creating a good lineage and legacy for that belt. And now for it to be taken away, it leaves a lot to be desired in that particular case. That's just my personal opinion. And I feel like a lot of the backlash that I saw during the week about it, I'm in that boat, man. I ain't feeling this. This ain't right, and I'm a big fan of Kota Ibushi, but this ain't got nothing to do with God. We all know this is somebody in the back trying to get rid of something. Booker, man, if I ever see you in person, Gato, brother, we're going to have some words. But SP3, sir, your thoughts about the match first, and what's been going on?
I've really enjoyed this matchup. Yeah. I gave this match 4 stars. I thought it was a great match, well worked by El Desperado. He looked like an actual contender here. Mm-hmm. And Kota Ibushi, once again, just performing at a top guy level, because he is one. He is one of the very best wrestlers in the world, and he showed that here against El Despi. As far as the post-match I thought was terrific. I thought the post-match with Kota Ibushi doing his little interview as the final IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion, and Tanahashi's look on his face of sorrow and disappointment in the man that, out of everyone, he was the first to call Kota Ibushi God. And now God is getting rid of the title you are synonymous for. If this doesn't set up, because one part that you didn't forget.
I get it.
Oh, okay. One part that if you didn't forget about this show, they made the announcement. Wrestle Grand Slam on May 15th at Yokohama Stadium, on May 29th in Tokyo Dome. Mm-hmm. It only makes sense. Tokyo Dome, you verse Mr. Tokyo Dome for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Battle of the Golden Aces, I am calling it now, will happen at Wrestle Grand Slam. Kota Ibushi versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I am putting it out there right now. Meltzer will break the scale again if this happens.
So I'll say this. I knew where this was going because they had Tana out in commentary there with the always dapper Milano A1 and Jushin Thunder Liger and the other commentator that was there as well. And the reaction, the visceral facial reaction of Tana when it all went down, when the announcement was said, I said to myself, man, they're setting this up. And now they have another Tokyo Dome show this year. This Grand Slam thing is going to go down. This match is going to happen, right? This match is going to happen. Now, I think that the only outlier in all this is Tana going to go into this match as never openweight champion?
Well, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. To first talk about the unification, I am somewhere in the middle. I get getting rid of the Intercontinental Championship. I don't believe the Intercontinental Championship is needed anymore. It doesn't. You already elevated it. I think I said this on the last time we recorded together, but they've already elevated it to be at the same level of the Heavyweight Championship. So if they would have separated the titles and kept the IWGP Intercontinental title, you are devaluing it. You are making it less than what it already was. So you get rid of it completely and you just focus on the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. If you want to make a new title, cool. But you keep the lineage of the heavyweight championship, because that is one of the biggest things about New Japan Pro Wrestling is the history that these titles have, and the montage of all the past champions. Like, to get rid of it and to start its own lineage, that's where I'm in the middle. Why I'm not on the side of, yeah, I agree with making a new title, or no, I don't. I'm somewhere in the middle, because I don't believe you should get rid of the entire lineage of the heavyweight championship. But I do agree you should get rid of the Intercontinental title, because you already have titles that can take on that role that the Intercontinental title has played over the last 10 years, with the U.S. title, with the Junior Heavyweight Championship, or with the Never Openweight title. Now, what Kota Ibushi said in his interview, I think, is a little layer that the commentary didn't really mention, but it can also be, you can also take his look and kind of assume that Kota Ibushi not only was talking about, him being the final Intercontinental and Heavyweight Champion, he's talking about being the World Heavyweight Champion, but he also mentioned that he wants anyone to challenge for him.
Sure.
He doesn't matter if you're a heavyweight or a junior heavyweight. Why is that something interesting? Because that's the whole concept of the Never Openweight title, is that anyone can challenge for it. So you are literally getting rid of the title that is synonymous with Hiroshi Tanahashi, and then you're making your new title make his current title irrelevant. So it's just like, you are totally disrespecting me at this point. The guy that I said is the guy that's trying to basically put me out to pasture, make me irrelevant. Not only the title that I'm synonymous with, but the title that I currently have. He just wants to make it like I don't really need this title. So it sets up the champion versus champion match a lot well if Tanahashi is still never openweight champion, because I don't feel he should have to lose the title. I don't think there's enough time between now and that Tokyo Dome for him to lose the title and get a win back to have momentum to challenge for the title. I think it needs to be champion versus champion. And it should be for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It shouldn't be for both titles, because I want to keep those titles separate, since you already united them.
So to the point you just made, right? Where God himself is trying to make the Ace irrelevant here. If the Ace goes into this match as never openweight champion, Kota Ibushi, God himself will then at that point in time, if he wins this match, it will be title for title, and Kota Ibushi will be considered the Galactus of professional wrestling. He will be the eater of worlds, because he will take that never openweight championship from Tanahashi and say, this is now mine. This is the only belt that matters. Everyone gets a shot at God. So that's what he wants. I feel like that's what's gonna happen, and they're gonna really want to elevate the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship as that secondary, that mid card level championship, or whatever the case is, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
But that's like the ultimate fight right there. You know what I'm saying? If Ibushi wins, he gobbles up that never openweight championship and that title. And the essence of the never openweight championship goes to the World Heavyweight Championship, or if New Japan decides to make the ultimate champion the Ace yet again. It's fitting, right? So if the Ace wins and he still has the never openweight, he takes all challengers. You know what I'm saying? So it's, at the end of the day, it works either way. But yeah, there's more to come with that going forward. So we'll see. There's a lot of shows between now and May. So, you still got to go through the New Japan Cup, Sakura Genesis, Dominion, freaking, and then these two Grand Slam shows. There's just a lot to weigh in for the next 2.5 months of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we decided that we were going to go over the New Japan Cup bracket. So we usually do this from the left to right side. So on the left side here, Evil gets the bye because he is the previous year's New Japan Cup winner. We had the match between Satoshi Kojima and Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb wins that match, so he goes on to the second round match. That match will take place on March 11th. That'll be Jeff Cobb versus Evil on March 11th. Then we had the match where it was Tetsuya Naito versus the Great Okan. We all know that the Great Okan wins that match, so the Great Okan goes on to March 11th. We then have Toru Yano versus Bad Luck Fale, which will be tomorrow. Hiroki Goto versus Tai Chi, which will be tomorrow as well on the 5th. 2 matches on the 5th only? Oh, they must have tag matches coming. See, this is some... I'm gonna keep my calm, man. I'm gonna keep my calm, because it just, where I'm coming from with this, Sid. Listen, last year I think they did the right thing, and I understand it was under COVID protocols and restraints, where when they did the New Japan Cup, they only did the one-on-one matches, that format. I feel like that format should continue this year, but obviously we're not getting that. And that, to me, sucks. We should only get the New Japan Cup singles matches happening on these shows. The tag matches, leave them for the final show or the semifinal show. Like the first round, the second round, the quarterfinals, and the semifinal shows should all just be the one-on-one matches. Because it's just too many dates at this point. Because you have matches on the 5th, you have matches on the 6th, you have matches on the 7th, you have matches on the 9th, on the 10th, on the 11th. It's like, why all these dates? And this is like, and then you're gonna have 2 of the New Japan Cup matches, 2 to 3 New Japan Cup matches, and then probably 2 to 3 other multi-man tag matches. The format just it blows my mind. I'm sorry, folks. Anyways, I was at Hiroki Goto versus Tai Chi on the 5th. Then we have Kazuchika Okada versus Shingo Tsukagi on the 6th. Hanma versus Suzuki on the 6th. And then Juice versus Kenta on the 6th. And then on to the right side of the bracket. Tana gets the bye in the first round, so he doesn't have a match until the 15th of March. We'll have Hiroshi Tenzan versus Will Osprey on the 7th. Gabriel Kidd versus Zack Sabre Jr., which I'm looking forward to on the 7th. We also have Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice, coming back versus Yota Tsuji on the 9th. We'll then have Tomohiro Ishii versus Sanada on the 9th as well. David Finlay and Chase Owens go one-on-one on the 10th. Yoshihashi versus Yujiro Taka. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. We got Yoshihashi versus Yujiro Takahashi in the first round?
Yep.
One-on-one.
Yep.
Oh, what are we doing? We're elevated. Someone's getting elevated here. What are we doing? Someone's getting elevated here. So that happens on March 10th. My guy Toa Hanare versus Jay White on March 10th as well. So I just wanted to mention all the first round matches. I'm gonna break down my picks as quickly as I can here.
Let's just do the final 4 and then finals and then who we think is gonna win.
Okay, so unfortunately, due to the results of the 2 matches that happened today, I must say that going forward, if we have okay. I don't see Evil winning his match against Jeff Cobb. I don't.
Ooh, okay.
I don't. I see Jeff Cobb eliminating Evil. And Tetsuya Naito will then get the winner of Yano and Bad Luck Fale. I mean, not Naito. Great Okan gets the winner.
I was like, Naito?
My bad. Great Okan gets the winner of Yano Fale. Great Okan wins that match automatically.
Yeah, probably. Well,
Yano and Fale are not beating the Great Okan.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Yano.
Yeah. So to me, if we're talking about the Final Four, the way I see this constructed currently, shit, man, it's gonna be Okan and Cobb.
I got my Final Four ready. If you need some time to think.
Yeah, man, I see it probably gonna be Okan versus Okada on the left side, and then man, this is tough. This is tough. I probably see this as, yeah. So Okan Okada on the left side. I will go with Will Osprey and Jay White on the right side. That's my Final Four.
We have similar. We are very similar. Right side, we are the same. Okay. I'm going with Will Osprey and Jay White, even though the Osprey Tanahashi match is going to be very interesting. But yes, I'm going to go with Osprey and Jay White on the right side. Left side, I am going with Shingo versus Evil. Shingo versus Evil. I think that's a former LIJ members battling out against each other. It's a match we've never seen before. Sure. But like I said, the Shingo and Okada match is the most important of the first round, and that can go either way because I can legitimately see Okada in that role, and then I wouldn't have Evil in the Final Four. It's either going to be Shingo and Evil on the left side or Okada and Cobb. I think it'll switch up depending on the outcome of Okada versus Shingo, but I'm going to go with Shingo, Evil, Jay White, Will Osprey. So what's your finals, J News?
Oof. Ugh. Ugh. So I'll do it. I'm going with the favorites here. I'm going Jay White Okada. New Japan Cup. New Japan Cup Finals, Jay White and Okada. If they decide to do this the way I feel like they're gonna do this, because of the push they're trying to give them, I wouldn't be surprised if the Great Okan's in the finals. That's just me saying.
Wow.
That's just me understanding Gato's booking mentality right now.
Eesh. Oh my God.
I don't want it to happen. I'm not saying I want the Great Okan to be in the finals. I don't want that at all. I don't even want him coming out of the second round.
That's horrifying to think about. I'm gonna go in the finals, a rematch from the Best of the Super Juniors 26, Shingo Takagi versus Will Osprey.
All right. I can see that. That's not bad at all.
Who do you have winning the New Japan Cup?
I feel strongly for Jay White this year. So I have Jay White winning this year. Fans, you're going to comment. You're going to say, yo, what happened to the Sonata bandwagon? Yo, they doing my man Sonata dirty. Nah, man, look, I know Sonata's not coming out of this. So at the end of the day, you got to go with the hot hand. Got to go with Jay White. Got to go with the Switchblade in this one. Breathe with the Switchblade. And we'll make it happen that way, in my estimation. What about you? Who do you have winning the New Japan Cup here, SB?
It's too soon to go back to the Switchblade Kota Ibushi matchup. I think it's too soon. I don't think that happens until maybe the earliest Dominion, probably more likely in the G1. So I am going with the leader of the United Empire, Will Osprey, to be the 2021 New Japan Cup winner. And I pretty much have had the same pick since he lost at Wrestle Kingdom, because I always feel that, people take a big loss before something bigger happens for them. If you remember back in 2016 at Wrestle Kingdom 10, Tetsuya Naito was not in as big as a position as he should have been due to his heel turn, and he was in a match with Hiroki Goto. He surprisingly to everyone lost to Goto, and then a couple of months later won the New Japan Cup and then became the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I think Will Osprey will go down a similar path. Do I think he will beat Kota Ibushi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship? No. But I think that Will Osprey will win the New Japan Cup. I'm the only thing I'm not really sure of is my finals, because him beating Okada to win the finals would mean more. So
Sure.
maybe you have Okada beat Shingo, Okada make it to the finals, Okada and Cobb, Okada wins, and then loses to Osprey in the finals. Osprey not only gets all of his heat back from Wrestle Kingdom, but he also gets his win back against Okada. So I think that would probably make the most sense story-wise, but at the end of the day, my pick is solidified. Will Osprey will be the New Japan Cup winner this year.
Yeah. I hear you. Hey, man, I'm with it. I get it. I'm also gonna put this out there for the folks, for the people. I want everybody to understand we're still watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. Do not be surprised if Kazuchika Okada wins this New Japan Cup.
Okada wins, LOL. Okada wins, LOL. Yes, so it's a distinct possibility.
Exactly. Do not be surprised if he wins this New Japan Cup.
What? But I feel like people should be talking more about Kota Ibushi and the fact that he's making history. Like, I think in my time watching New Japan, this is the earliest their top champion has had 3 or 4 title defenses. Like, he's only been champion for 2 months, and he's already defended the heavyweight title 3 times and the Intercontinental title 4 times.
So I want to bring this to your attention because something inside me, after everything that's been happening with Kota Ibushi, it's like now he's taking on all comers, right? What about if he gets this real elongated run, right? And every tournament winner from every single tournament that takes place has to go through Kota Ibushi at some point or another, right? So the New Japan Cup winner, the G1 winner, the Boss J winner, the winner of the Best of Super Juniors, ends up going up against whoever the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship has at the time. They win the championship, they get a shot at Abushi. Whatever the case is, because he wants all comers, right? So that crossed my mind after his interview and press conference and stuff, and I was like, man, what about if he faces the winners of all these tournaments?
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I have 3 possibilities for the main event of next year's Wrestle Kingdom.
Sure.
You do Abushi versus Okada at the Tokyo Dome again, because it would be 2 years. Like, you keep Okada out of the title picture until then. And it would be 2 years since Okada lost the title in the Tokyo Dome, him getting a shot at the last guy that he beat. He beat defending the title at the Tokyo Dome in Kota Ibushi trying to get his win back. You got all those stories going into that one. So that's that. 2, of course, there is a fantasy booker in us all that wants to see the battle for all the gold with Ibushi and his former golden lover, Kenny Omega.
Yes.
So, of course, you can go that route. But 3rd, and this is because of the timing of everything, because we didn't get it at this show. But what if 8 months, 6 months down the road, a certain ticking time bomb returns, goes into the G1 as a junior heavyweight? It's been done before, ladies and gentlemen. He wins the G1 climax between G1 and the Tokyo Dome. He wins back his IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, and we get Hiromu not only going after the heavyweight championship, but he gets his goal that he said after this year's Tokyo Dome of being the junior heavyweight champion in the main event of the Tokyo Dome. We get champion versus champion with my 2 favorite guys in New Japan, Abushi and Hiromu. That is my 3rd choice for the rest.
So we have to remember now that Wrestle Kingdom is 2 nights. So you can get 2 distinct possibilities here. 2 out of the 3 ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's if we're doing Steiner math,
you know, 2 and a 2/3 chance.
Oh man. But yeah, we might be getting that, and that would be sweet. That would be awesome, I think. It would put Ibushi in a certain stratosphere of champions if that were to go down. Which I think in this day and in the modern era of wrestling hasn't been done in quite some time, right? So if it is to be true that he is God, he's got to come out on top.
Yes.
But those would be great. I mean, him and Hiromu, you know what I'm saying? And
any of
him
those
and Omega, him and Okada, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It would be amazing.
Like, Okada is the least attractive of it
Yes.
all, but I think that Ibushi beating him might mean as much as him beating the other two guys, because there's only been 2 guys ever that have beaten Okada in the Tokyo Dome with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on the line, and that's Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tetsuya Naito. So Ibushi to enter that conversation, it would be huge for him.
Yeah, word. I can't disagree there. But yeah, lots to look forward to here with the New Japan Cup. Folks, if you haven't noticed, we have reached the end of our small 2-person cipher here about this New Japan Cup and the anniversary show. To give you guys a heads up, I will be recording individual shows for the individual nights of the New Japan Cup. And as I stated before, our fearless editor will somehow put it all together with Chaos Magic, WandaVision reference there, and put it into the freaking YouTube streams and let you guys watch it. Because I can't backlog the New Japan Cup. There's just no freaking way. There's no way. It's too many shows. So hopefully the shows run a short run time like they have been, 2 hours, 2:20. Hopefully that's the run time for all the individual shows. I can't do the 3-hour plus shows because that shit just it takes a toll on the mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people don't like to watch Raw. So
true.
Hopefully that's the way that it goes down. But thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your good brother Jay News. SP3 always on here with me during these specials and whatnot. Always remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be good, stay safe out there, and keep watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. Absolutely. We about this one. Peace, folks.